good evening, and welcome once again to Happenings at the Center. And as you may know, this program is co-hosted by Roberta Lynch, who is the director at the Center. And as we do, we normally sit here at the anchor desk and discuss areas in which you, as seniors, can participate. So, once again, it's always my pleasure just to sit here and turn this over to the co-host, Roberta Lynch. Roberta?
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah, well, we have some nice weather at the beginning of May, which is nice. Finally, it's warm, and May is a great month for us because it's Older Americans Month, and the National Council on Aging is working to educate people of the importance of preventing falls. As you know, and in the newsletter, I talked about the fall I took on April 5th. Falls can be devastating, and a lot of money is spent emergency treatment, for people who fall, a lot of money, and it can be devastating. So we actually have a couple of programs lined up this month. A lot of literature is out and available for people to take about fall prevention. So I hope people take a look at the newsletter, read what we have available to them, and educate themselves on how to prevent falls. I mean, just scatter rugs in your home, or moving too fast, getting up too fast from a lying position. I mean, there are little things that will be discussed on May 22nd when Medfield Orthopedic and Sports Therapy comes in to do a fall prevention program. So that's scheduled 2 to 3:30 on the May 22nd.
Oh, that's beautiful,
yeah.
Roberta.
And we also have Bill DeKing coming in from the Medfield Fire Department next Thursday, I think that's May 8th, to talk about, when to call for an ambulance, and when you fall, what do you do? I know in the newsletter I talked about my fall where I sat on my driveway and just really started thinking about every part of my body, what was hurting, where my problem might have been. And fortunately, after about close to 15 minutes, I think, sitting there just thinking, what am I going to do if something's broken? I was able to get up and I was okay, but it just took about 3 weeks for those knees to heal.
It takes a while.
It does.
I am interested in one thing that talked about, and unfortunately, I missed it because I was looking for a big globe and anchor, and the big globe. And
oh yeah.
I think I told you about it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, how was the yard sale?
Yeah, the yard sale is always. It's just a great week of energy and teamwork and friendship, and the whole week before, collecting the donations, and thank you to the community for those donations. We really appreciate it. Fosse worked really hard sorting, cleaning, pricing, and then on that Saturday, April 26th, we had a great yard sale. Fosse did very well. And the thing, everybody was saying, oh, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. If you remember that Saturday, it was cold, it felt like winter, it was rainy. But honestly, I think it helped us out because we had a huge turnout and we did really, really well.
Well, I was there for that. I wanted to buy the globe,
I know, you got to come early. You got to line up at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's what people were doing. We probably had 25 people deep waiting at 8 o'clock to get into the yard sale.
You'll see what I mean. Well, I was there thinking, well, I'll get that.
Yeah.
Well, I was with a friend, and he looked at me and he said, what do you need that for? You've got 3 of them in your own home.
Oh, you do? Oh, my.
All right, let's move on, shall we?
Sure. Well, we have another big event. It seems like we're always doing something, but on Wednesday, May 7th in the evening, 5 to 7, we have our 3rd annual art show. And we started this a couple of years ago. And so that people who, paint or quilt or do the wood carving or photography, any of those arts and those crafts, we want to showcase their talent and really let people know that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can take up painting or wood carving or sewing, quilting. So we have our annual art show on Wednesday, May 7th. And I'm really excited to see the exhibits and see what people have done over the past year. So I hope it's open to the community. Please come and take a look at what the older adults in the community, what they do and how creative they can be.
By all means, the community should participate in that art sale, because you look at art, I mean, you go to museums and these things, and what you're looking at is a Rembrandt and others. But these people have really put forth, and one in particular, I think I mentioned before Cameron, was Anne. I mean, she's painting, and she's got a couple that are beautiful, and I've seen them. So.
You know, last year when I wrote the May newsletter, I remember I had a picture of Anne Ciancarelli on the front of the newsletter, because she had just, 8 months prior to the art show, she had just started painting, and I don't know, she was in her 90s, maybe 92 or something. And she just started her hobby at 92. And so it's absolutely unbelievable what she has done. The work is absolutely marvelous.
She's done a beautiful
job.
Really.
So, so a lot of people are going to have their artwork on exhibit, and I hope that people will come and support us and support them by coming in and viewing.
Now that's the 7th of May.
7th of May.
And it starts at what time?
5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock?
5 to 7.
Oh, they should by all means.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Now, is any of that art for sale, or is it just for viewing?
Mostly for viewing, but I know last year a few people did make arrangements to sell their pieces, and that's totally independent of us. That's between, of course, the artist and the person interested. But
okay, let's move on.
All right. So I already mentioned the breakfast. I mentioned the Falls program on May 22nd. We do have monthly retirement seminars going on, and we did one on long-term care insurance. We did one on the people who are closing in on the 65 age for Medicare. And coming up on May 21st, we have Attorney Rowe coming in to talk about the importance of succession planning and, planning where your money is going to go in case something happens to you. So that's on May 21st, and that starts at 6:30. So each month we try to do a program that is geared towards the soon-to-retire person.
I find, Roberta, that the 55, the boomers have now arrived, and consequently they're going to be besieged with a lot of information that they're going to have to obtain. And they can obtain that from the center relative to Medicare, Social Security, your HMOs, and all the other entities, because as I had said, and we've talked about it, it gets to the point where it's extremely confusing. And to a brand new individual that sits there, it's like saying, what?
Right. And I will add that if somebody is out there and hears this and, about the retirement programs, and they have an idea or a suggestion, I ask that you please let me know, because I'll work on making that particular program happen. So, maybe something that I'm not thinking about and that might be important for pre-retirement, so definitely give me that information, because I'd be glad to work on that. So, one of the programs we have that's coming up, it's a new program, and actually comes out of the Medfield TV filming, is Medfield People Revisited with host Ann Thompson. Ann Thompson has interviewed many people over the last few years, I believe, and so we're going to start showing some of her programs on the third Friday of the month. And
like that?
Yeah, and that's beginning Friday, May 16th. And what we are showing that particular day, oh my God, is the Italian Invasion is the name of the show. So that should be very interesting. And Anne will be there to host the showing of the program. And, I think it'll be interesting. And I hope people will come by take a look, because not everyone catches all the programs on Medfield TV.
Very true.
You know, so I think this will be a
And
nice addition.
You know, Ann does a very good job, and it behooves people to catch those shows, because some of the people that she interviews, because of her knowledge of Medfield and what she had done over the years, and talking to some of the old-timers, very, very interesting.
Right. So if this, you know, we're going to start out once a month, the third Friday of the month, and to rerun these shows. And you know, if there's interest, we'll increase that and maybe do it twice a month on the Fridays. So
Well, she'd like that.
yeah, I think it would be wonderful. And what else we're doing, which is very interesting, on Wednesday, May 28th, from 3:30 to 4:30. We have a group of boys, and I have to just kind of look here. Their name is Five Guys, Service with Pride. They're coming in and they're going to host a checkers tournament. So we are looking for people to sign up for this checkers tournament. It should be a lot of fun. And you know, the thing about checkers, anybody can play checkers. You know, it's not like chess, which is a little more intense.
Chess
and
is a very
challenging.
Challenge, more than challenging.
Yes.
Becomes extremely frustrating. I've played it, and no more. That's it.
Yeah, so that's Wednesday, May 28th, from 3:30 to 4:30. So I think it's really important to support this group of young men that want to come in, want to interact with the seniors in town. And so they are putting on a checkers tournament, and I'm just absolutely tickled about this, and hoping that there's a big response.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it'll be a fun day. The other thing we have going, another new program, is something called play reading. And Maggie Joseph has often provided the COA with literary programs, and this one has a little different twist to it, where people are going to sign up, come in, and have a group, and they're going to play read. And so if you're interested, if you have always wanted to be part of some theater production but didn't want to get up on stage, didn't want to wear costumes, they're just going to sit around, probably in the library, and everybody will take a part, and they're going to read a one-act play. And I can't tell you what the first play is, and I apologize for that, because I absolutely forgot that paper when I was leaving to come here. But it starts on Monday, May 5th at 1:30. If you have interest in participating in this group, definitely come in. And I think it'll be very interesting.
It will be, because actually when you to sit down and read, to participate in a play, it's just like in a movie. I've seen this, what they call it, central casting. This is many years ago, but they'll bring in, and these have been, well, we'll say one in particular, there was Clark Gable and 2 or 3 others, and they sit and read as to whether or not to the director, so that he can get an idea. And it's excellent, so that you're, as you said, you're not up on the stage, but you're just sitting and you're reading.
And you're reading your part, and you can put as much emphasis or enthusiasm into your reading as you want. And I think it's just a nice way for people to have another creative experience.
It is, and very creative.
Yeah.
So you can, because this is something that's done continually. Even some of the big shows on Broadway, it's done continually.
Yeah.
They sit and read.
Yes, yes. So that's, I mean, we have a lot of good things happening the month of May, and of course we'll be planning our summer cookouts, which we're going to.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of a regular thing. I think if we decided not to do the cookouts, we'd have a big protest.
You would.
I think we would. It's a lot of fun. But those start actually, Jack, on June 18th, on Wednesday, June 18th.
On the 18th.
Yes, and we have 2 breaks. So the week of July 4th, we do not have a cookout, and then there's one other. We skipped another week just to kind of give us time to regroup. But I have all the entertainment lined up, which will be wonderful, and for music and dancing, and we'll be working on our menus for the week. So we're looking forward to another successful summer season.
It certainly should be. What else we got going here?
So,
an awful lot, as I see.
I know, I'm going to have to flip to the calendar page. You know, one of the things that we find, not so much people needing actual computer assistance, but we're finding that people are getting those iPads and Nooks and Kindles, and people need help with those. So Judy Laurentos, fortunately, has stepped up and has been holding technology classes. And actually, we're now calling it a technology group, because it is really just a group of people meeting and working out all the little kinks with these devices. So she has 2 dates scheduled in May, and that's May 5th at 1:30 and May 28th at 4 p.m. So if you've recently received your tablet and have a little confusion or have some questions about it, come in and join the group. And I think that's an easy way for people to get instruction.
It's very knowledgeable if you have someone showing, because all of a sudden you look at that pad and maybe they got a little box of instruction and you get lost on page 1.
Yeah, well, you know, those instructions are also small print and very hard to read sometimes. And I think a hands-on instruction is better than reading.
Oh, you bet.
You know, so
I agree.
anyone, you know, really, it's open. Just come in at that particular day that she's having her group. We find a room. So I can't tell you exactly what room it's going to be in, but it's been a big help for people.
Certainly is, because the computer, the iPad, the cell phones, everything becomes today highly technical.
Very much so.
So you
very
have
much
to
so.
fall into it, and consequently the only way is to learn.
To learn, yeah. The other thing, Joan Lee, for years and years and years, for 13 years, has been our movie host at the center, at the FAF Center in the old days, and at the center now. And we took a little break from the movies, and she's starting up again. And we're going to have movies. Mondays seem to be a quiet day, so we're really trying to fill up Monday afternoons. So she's going to be showing 2 movies in May. And on May 5th at 12:30, she's going to show Philomena, which apparently I have not seen it, but I hear it's absolutely a great movie to watch. And then on May 19th, she's going to show Captain Phillips, which I did watch, and I thought that was great.
That's a good movie.
Good movie, and I could watch it again. If I really like a movie, I can watch it 2 and 3 times, because I always find something new about it, or, you know, mannerisms.
Hank did a beautiful job
He did.
portraying the captain.
Yeah, he did. So we have movies starting in May, on May 5th and May 19th at 12:30. And I just want to mention about our club program. We have our respite program. Back in 2012, we started the Adult Respite Care Program through a grant from the Metro West Health Foundation. And it started out with a very slow start, but grew to the point after our 2nd year of funding from them, which I'm very grateful for. We are at full capacity.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And
You've worked very, very hard, Roberta.
Well, we have done a good job. It's a great program. We actually have beginning a wait list now for openings, and so it really adds a whole new dimension to what the Council on Aging does, and I've said that many times, but it's just something I'm very passionate about and believe that it should be a part of our center.
It works twofold.
Mm-hmm.
It works with the senior, and it works with the individuals that participate. It could be the daughter, or the grandfather, whatever it may be.
Right. So the person taking care, the caregiver, gets a break.
Right.
And the care recipient is in a structured program and is stimulated, is engaged in activities, and we've actually seen that people have improved because of participation in the club. And we've had requests to increase the number of days that we provide the program. At this time we can't do that, but our program's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and what we've heard from people is that the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is a very long time without the kind of structure and stimulation that's provided by the club, and they see some decline. And then Tuesday comes with the structure, and Tuesday the person's very well and focused, Wednesday they do okay, Thursday, it really has a positive effect on people. So we're lucky to have our Tuesdays and Thursdays, and who knows, as we grow and it develops, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, it's very important, the individual, as I said, because it works two ways.
It does, absolutely, it does.
And it's very advantageous, believe me. And I know you've worked very hard on that program.
Yeah, it's something I
All right, what else we got going?
So we do have 2 book clubs, and I have to be honest with you, the Great Books Discussion Group, they meet the first Thursday of the month. I can't tell you what they're reading this month. I don't know, but I can tell you what the page turners are reading and for May, and they're reading Sandcastle Girls by Chris Bajalian. And the page turners meet on the 3rd Tuesday of the month, which would be May 20th at 10 a.m. So if you want to join that book group, definitely do so, because they do have lively discussions and they're very faithful about their meetings. So that's on the 20th at 10 a.m.
Excellent.
Yeah. We do have a Foxwoods trip, and that is next Tuesday. No, not next Tuesday, May 13th, and that bus leaves at 8:30 a.m. and it's $24. And we are looking for people, if you're interested, to take a great day trip to Connecticut and maybe
so much
watch.
To see. I was going to ask you, what have you gotten trips filled?
Well, the Foxwoods trip, as I just mentioned, and then we have a couple of summer trips to Block Island, Lake Winnipesaukee, and to Nantucket. And those filled up pretty quickly, so I'm working on making some changes so that everybody who has signed up can go. We did change our Nantucket trip just this week. It was going... it's going August 21st, I believe, and that's the one that I messed up on last time we taped, I remember. But we have a big group going to Block Island, big group going to Lake Winnipesaukee. There's still room, though, or we'll put you on a wait list, because I'm going to try to work to get everybody going.
Well, as I've often said to you, the most important thing, if you're going to participate in one of the trips, call early, 508-359-3665. But call early, and then you can consider yourself that you're going to be one on a trip, rather than at a time when Roberta would say, gee, I'm sorry, but unfortunately it's closed down.
Yeah. It's funny, though, you never know how a trip is going to be received.
Very true.
You plan trips and you get 5 people and then you have to cancel it. And then you throw a trip out there and, oh my goodness, for Block Island we had 72 people sign up. So how do you know? You just don't know.
Well, you'd have no idea.
No idea. So you do the best you can. So, but I don't know. I think we covered just about everything in the newsletter.
Well,
3
things that I wanted to ask.
Okay.
First one, most important, because the weather is turning beautiful.
Beautiful.
Number 1, exercise.
Yeah, well, it's funny, last week at the yard sale, the Tai Chi class, the hall was filled with all the stuff, and the Tai Chi class went outside on the big patio we have, and they did their class out there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we have a lot of exercise Monday through Friday, and one of the big things that we're pushing this month, May, as I mentioned at the beginning, Older Americans Month, the prevention of falls, is one of the big things that's proven to prevent falls is exercise, and developing good balance and keeping your core strong and your muscle tone intact. So exercise is huge to prevent falls. So anyone, can come in, can try out one of our classes. There's no cost for a first class. But then the the cost for our classes are nominal, $3, $4,
Very
$5.
reasonable,
Very
yeah.
reasonable. But we have it every day, and some of the classes are just growing. Our Zumba class yesterday was just packed, and that's a really fun class.
Now, number 2,
Yeah.
going on walking tours, now that the weather's getting...
Well, Tuesdays at 2:30, we're supposed to have a walking group, and I'm going to start bringing in now that my knee is healed, I'll start bringing in my sneakers and take a walk with the folks, because that is one of the best exercises that you can do.
As I had said, and I haven't had the opportunity to talk with the doctor, but as he had said, walking, just get off the couch and exercise.
Right. Right. Well, I noticed that people park at the center, and they park in the farthest parking spot, and they take that extra time to walk to the building. And so, little tips like that can add to the exercise that you do.
One thing that he emphasized in exercise, like walking and chair exercise, things of that nature, but just as he had said, but now there is another area that they're giving a lot of thought to, and that's mental exercise.
Yeah, and we offer that with some of the things like bridge and Scrabble, cribbage, all those thinking games are really important, and so we do offer that, and hope that people check the newsletter out, take a look at what's on the calendar, and for some of the mistakes in the newsletter, I do apologize. It's very hard to see everything. One thing I will point out is that 2 places the birthday party was listed at different dates, but it actually is, our May birthday party is May 27th. That's a Tuesday at 11:30. So yeah, definitely look at the newsletter. They're around town, they're at the center, online, and if there's something that interests you or you have a suggestion, please put in the suggestion. I know a recent suggestion was to change the music in the exercise class on Mondays and Wednesdays, and so I gave that suggestion to the instructor, and so that will happen. So yeah, any ideas or suggestions you have, we want to hear from you.
I'll make it a point, because there's information that abounds in this newsletter, but take advantage of all the little things that the center has to offer. Well, I'm looking at that old clock on the wall as usual, and so is there anything as a co-host that you'd like to add before we say goodbye?
Just a last word for our art show on Wednesday, May 7th from 5 to 7. Stop in and take a look at the exhibits and support your older adults in the community.
Thank you, Roberta.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Well, this is Jack Peterson speaking for our co-host, Roberta Lynch, and myself, to wish you and yours the very best. Good night.
This program was made possible through the generous support of your Medfield friends and neighbors, folks just like you. And thanks for watching.